it is, boys and girls, the final stage of the Europa League qualifying campaign. Next up after this, it's the group stages. Who's going to make it? We'll take a little look at it next. Today we take a look at the old playoff. That's right, out of the Europa League. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Europa League related, world football related. We're going to know here. And, Rovski, boys and girls. Yes, goodness gracious me. The Europa League is getting into the nitty gritty. I can't wait. At long last, we can get to the old group stages. We'll get to that in just a second. I want a big shout out, of course, to the old patrons, of course. Big love. I think there's 18/19 of them. We just don't know. But respect to all you guys for supporting the channel behind the scenes, and including, because of that, well, not really because of that, but breaking news, we have actually had one of the current patrons up his pledge. In fact, 2 patrons have upped their pledge over the past couple of days. First and foremost, Russell Frost, respect to you, sir, for upping your pledge. And also, hot off the press, Chris Wilson has upped his pledge. So respect to all those guys supporting the channel. I love it. Love the support you guys are showing as we get into really full throttle out in across the footballing world. Anyway, again, be sure to give the video some love and smash subscribe to give the channel some love. Check out the description, links to my other social media platforms, of course, down below. And if you want to go and support the channel in that other way, which is Patreon, there's a link, should be across the screen and also down below. Check it out, patreon.com/overseas for a price of something very cheap. You can support the channel. Anyway, let's get into it, of course. Alrighty then, boys and girls, let's get into it. Take a little look at, of course, how we all got on last time around with my pickaroonies and your pickaroonies. Let's jump in the deep end. So this is criteria to 0 to 6. You're in the shit face gang. 7 or 11, you're into straight face level, and 12 plus, you're in the top banana. Now we are doing something a little bit weird, a little bit congested, a lot to talk about, so we're going to plough through this bad boy. It's covering both the previous parts 1 and 2 in one video. We're going to start with one of them. I think it's part 1, but let's get into it. Wilhelmswij, they took on Rangers, and it was a big fat win, wasn't it? It was a big fat win for Rangers. 4-0 win in the end over the Dutchies to see them crash out. 4-0 winners. Actually, remember the 2-1 win for Rangers? Not too bad. James Taverner, Ryan Kent, Philip Helander and Connor Goldson score sheet for Rangers as they go through. Meanwhile, Spurs had a little bit of a wobble, but they came out on top with a 3-1 win over KF Shakendra. 3-1 win in the end. Goal scorers on that day was Eric Lamela. He went up the scoring for Spurs. Then Vladimir Nyayofu on the score sheet for Skendra before Sung Young-min and Harry Kane made it easy peasy for Spurs to go through. Lech Poznan smashed past the Cypriots, 5-0 winners over in Cyprus as well. Trying to take a look at the goal scorers on that bad boy. Do we have them, have we? We do have them. They are just about... Where are they? They're here. They are here. That's in here. It's bloody well in here. Can you see it? There it is. It was on the Wednesday. That's where it was. Pedro Tibia with a couple of goals. Mikhail Ishenic, Jakub Kaminski, nice name there, and Jan Sokova on the score sheet for Lech Poznan as they go through. Actually, with the 2-1 win for Lech Poznan, not too shabby. Ararat-Armenia, they came out on top of the 1-0 win over Celje. Took them a little bit long into extra time, but Sergei Velivenko on the score sheet for Ararat-Armenia to go through as well. Look at me looking good at the moment. Meanwhile, Cups, they lost. Actually, they won it. They beat FK Sudova. Goodness gracious me. 2-0 win in the end on Thursday afternoon. Rangel on the score sheet and Igor Tarasovs to get Cups going through. Actually went 2-1 win the other way. Ferencváros, they squeezed past Stade Reims on penalties, it looks like. Goodness gracious me. 0-0 in the day. Penalties. There was actually a man sent off for Reims to make matters worse for the Frenchies. So they go out. Ferencváros continue. Rostov, they tumble out as Maccabi Haifa came through. Actually went with Rostov on this one. 2-1 win for Maccabi Haifa. The goals though from Rostov. First Eldos Shomadadov on the 9th minute. Nikita Rukashevka and Mohamed Ubafani on the score sheet for Maccabi Haifa. Daniel Gilbov getting himself sent off for Rostov as Maccabi Haifa go through. Celtic also through, just the 1-0 for them, just the 1-0 over Riga. Mohamed El Nouzi, late goal there, 90th minute winner to get them through. Actually, went a 3-1 win for Celtic, but no. Dush Gardens, they tumble out. CFR Cluj go through, 1-0 win over in Sweden. That's right, Paolo Vinicius on the score sheet for Cluj. NS Mura, they tumble out. PSV, a big winners in the end, 5-1 on that one. I did see that scoreline. There it is. The goal scores Mura's goal. Nino Kuta on the 21st minute. Doniel Mallon got himself a couple of goals. Mario Junior as well. And Cody Gapko got himself a couple of goals as well as PSV streaked their way through. Into the next round, and as you can see, I'm going to write this down. I got myself, 2, 4, 6, 7 on that bad boy. Not too shabby. Moving on, Besiktas against Rio Verve out of Portugal. This one was a little bit close to the money. 1-1 in the end. Penalties was the deciding factor. I actually went Besiktas myself, so I got this one. Gulcin Yatsin on the score sheet for Besiktas. Bruno Moriera on the score sheet for Rio Ave. And like I said, they went through on penalties. Got the one wrong myself. Malmö, they did smash HNK Lokomotiva 5-0 in the end. Goodness gracious me, good win for the Swedes on this one. Goal scorers on the day. Ishik Telling with a couple of goals. And Adi Nalic, Eric Larsson and Søren Riks to make it 5-0. Actually went with the 2-1 win for Malmö, not too bad. Charleroi out of Belgium took care of business against Partizan. 2-1 win in the end for Charleroi. I saw that scoreline. Where is it? Where is it? I think I just saw it again. Yeah, 2-1 win. Late goal, actually. Extra time winner. Dorian Dodaseli on the score sheet for Charleroi to give them the lead before Sergio Sumara giving Partizan Belgrade the leveller before Kavya Rosali in the 107th minute giving them the win. Actually went with the 2-0 win myself for Charleroi. Not too bad. Rosenberg, they ousted Alanspor out of Turkey. Just the 1-0. Just the 1-0. Just to get over the line. A couple of red cards on this one as well. Either way. Anders Konderson got himself a goal and got himself sent off not too long after that. Kumar Babakar got himself sent off 90th minute for Alanspor as they tumbled out. Sporting Belgrade. No, Stoja Bucharest. Stoja Bucharest, they lost to Slovan Libic, 2-0 in the end. I went the other way on that bad boy. Shame on me. The goal scorers on this one, I'll tell you that now. There's actually a red card in this one for Bratislava. Stefan Shana got himself sent off on the 20th minute. Abdul Yusuf Halal and Mikhail Rubasic on the score sheet for Suven Lubaric as they go through. CSK Sevilla also ousted B36 to Sharvan. 3-1 win in the end. The goal scorers on that bad boy. Where are you on this? Do you see him? Do you see him? I can't see him. Is it 3-1? Yes, it was 3-1. CSK Sevilla coming out on top. The goal scorers on the day. Ali So with CSK Sevilla's first goal. Georgi Yomov as well with Abdul Jules Kayeta to wrap it on up in the 83rd minute. Sebastian Pingle get a consolation goal for Tishavin, but they tumble out. Also, Motherwell, they tumble out as they got spanked by Habal Beersheva 3-0 in the end. Goodness gracious me, not a good performance by Motherwell as they tumble out. I'll give you the goal scorers in just a tickety-boo. There we are. 3-0 win. Also, red card. Declan Gallagher get himself sent off on the 70th minute. And Miguel Victor opened up the scoring for the Israelis. Josu for the Penalty. And Elton Escalate wrapping it all up in the 83rd minute as they go out. FK Sarajevo, they squeeze through past Buduknjak in the end. Let's try to look for that bad boy. Yeah, there it is. Goal scorers on that day. Again, another red card. Benjamin Tartar getting himself an early goal. Mafias Oberuata Faramino on the score sheet for Sarajevo as well. Pagnotis Moriatis, consolation goal for Buduknjak Proginekna. Agna Ranaovic got himself sent off on that bad boy as they tumble. Sarajevo go through. Buduknjak go out. Dundalk still in it, hanging on in there. Austin Sheriff on penalties. That's a top result that for them, and they also got a nice little tie. I think they can actually possibly make themselves through to the next round on this one. I'll tell you the goal scorers in just a second if we can find them. Where are you, Dundalk? I can't find it. It's buried in the middle. There it is. 1-1 in the end. Extra time goal. Extra time. It went past extra time. Anyway, Posmatch gave Sheriff the lead with Sean Murray levelling on 45th minute to go through. Get in there. Penalties to save the day. KI, they smashed Dinamo Tbilisi 6-1. I thought Dinamo Tbilisi had a bit better than that. I actually went with them in the end. 6-1 win in the end for KI for Klasovic. Denny Pavlovic on the score sheet. Patrick Johansson as well. Paul Andras Klaratskaren got himself a hat-trick. John Johansson as well. Penamakunko got himself a goal for Dinamo Tbilisi as they go out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that one, which makes myself going up to 13, boys and girls. 13. Let's have a look at you guys then. Sorry, Giorgio Markovsky did all right for himself. Tez Gallagher, not too shabby. Omar Escobillo, respect you, sir, for being a Patreon, of course. Fernando, we'll get to you in a second, but Cigar Z did top banana as well. Get in there, my son. Kittens Money, not too shabby. This fella did okay. Not too bad as well. Not too sure your name, but Fernando Jose Garamun, not too bad. In fact, he did good. So did Matt Gunner, did well as well. Guy Charlie, not too shabby. Yannick Buster, not too bad. Omaji Monday did bits. Victor Cavalli, not too shabby. And Costas K did okay. Did very, very well, in fact. Bossy Amata, also in the gang as well. Not too bad there. Shane O'Donnell, also killing it as well. Hans Wurst, also banging it out of the park. Oliver Queenie, whatever. You did bits as well. Keiko Johnny, also did okay. Master Fighter, not too shabby. Ati Salona, not too shabby. Dirty Beast did bits. Look at them. Did very, very well. Of course, couldn't go home. Respect you, sir, Patreon, but you did just okay. That is the first legs. Now we're going to jump into the second legs. Goodness gracious me, we've got it all here, boys, under one roof. The criteria, once again, 0 to 4, you're in the shitface gang, 5 to 11. You're in the straight face club, 12 plus. You're in something like that. I don't know if this is correct because I'm all over this one. These games have had me rattled. They've had me rattled, so I'm not too sure. if this is correct. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, maybe. But anyway, I did go through all the scores. The criteria might not be right, but anyway, you're just going to have to bear with me. Anyway, St. Gallen. They lost to AEK Athens. Goodness gracious me, on the final score there. A 1-0 win for Athens. They go through. St. Gallen tumble out. One only goal scorer for Athens was Nelson Oliveira, named from the championship there, formerly of Reading, Norwich, I believe. Granada, they ousted Lokomotiv Tbilisi. Actually went with the 2-1 the other way. Lokomotiv Tbilisi, they tumbled out to Granada, of course. 2-0 win for the La Liga side. Darwin Makis and Georgi Molina on the score sheet for Granada. Gigio Gabadze get himself sent off for Tbilisi as they tumbled out. Victoria Pitsen, they came through. Sidestepped the Danish task of Sonjic Farabold on that bad boy. What's your name again? Victoria Pitsen. Let's have a look for that scoreline in amongst all this. It's buried. Where is it? There it is, way at the top. 3-0 winners in the end. Zdeněk Odinanaskis, Adriel Baldararulu, and Miroslav Kasa on the score sheet for Victoria Pitsen as they go through 3-0 in the end. Standard Liège, they also ousted Vodovina. 2-1 win in the end. Standard Liège coming out on top with that bad boy. Goal scorers on that one. I'll tell you that now. It's Philippe Nicolas Arabente Dulabush on the score sheet for the penalty spot. Silman Alabala from Liège as well to wrap it on up on the 91st minute. Peter Bolicic gave Vodova a better hope. Actually, one of the 2-1 win for my 3-0 win myself for Standard Liège. Copenhagen did oust Piast out of Poland 3-0. Actually with a 2-1 win myself on that bad boy, and I'll get you to the goal scorers on that pretty quick time. Kamil Wilsic, Jonas Wind and Pepe Bell on the score sheet for Copenhagen as they came out on top. Galatasaray, they beat Hajduk Split 2-0 in the end. This was a tough one. I found it hard to difficult. Actually with a 3-2 win for Galatasaray. Not too shabby on that bad boy. I'll tell you the goal scorers for the Turkish outfit. It was Jonas Balahanda and Ryan Babel on the score sheet for Galatasaray as they go through. Apoel squeeze past Zrinski Mostar 2-2 in the end. Penalties are the saving grace for Apoel to keep the Cypriots dream alive. Goal scorers on the day. Omar Atsil Atunuhu, the big gangly fella. Is he the big gangly fella, formerly of Sheffield Wednesday? Josip Ivanovic and Nemanja Biljaba for Mostar to give them some bit of hope. But the Cypriots go through on penalties. Wolfsburg, no questions against Desna Shenev. 2-0 on the day. Actually went with a 3-0 win myself. Goal scorers on that day, Johnson Jingivalgu and Dangi Djinzovic to get them, the Germans, to go through. Jonas Tam getting himself off for Tensa in the end. Legia also, they ousted FC Drita. Finally, they tumble out of Europe. The goal scorers on that day for Legia also were Pavel Wusovic and Tomis Pertkat as they go through. Actually went with a 3-0 win myself. Floriana beat Flora. No, they didn't. Flora beat Floriana. 0-0 on the day. Penalties was the saving grace, and they go through. And I got myself out of that one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Not too shabby. Let's take a look at the back end here. Lasic 9. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It might be. Anyway, Lasic, they smashed them. They smashed their opposition 7-0. DAC Dunstrana. The goal scorers, Marco Raguzzi got himself a couple of goals. Peter Filipovic as well got himself a goal. Peter Mikoni, Andres Gruber, Hussein Balic, and Thomas Sabitzer as well on score sheet for Lasic. Caesar Blackman got himself sent off as Dunska Stranendra get out. AC Milan squeezed past Bodo Glimt. They gave him a competition, didn't they? 3-2 win in the end. 5-goal Bobby Dazzler. Hakan Genglu got himself a couple of goals. Lorenzo Colomo as well, with Kasper Juncker and Jens Peter Haug get himself a couple of goal there as well for Bodo Glimt as they just squeezed out by AC Milan. Took them a bunch, but AC Milan go through. Glimt go out. FC Basel, they beat Anatototus out of Greece, I think. 3-2 win as well. A couple of red cards to boot on this Bobby Dazzler. Slivan Woodmere, Samuel Campo, and a big fat OG for Honius Huddemundsons gave Basel the win. Branko Vrivic and Jigiro Krevetzavaltag with the penalty as Anatototus tumbled out. Tonico Arakajaveci and Julian von Moos get themselves sent off on that boy. Rijeka, they squeezed past Kulius Karivaka 2-0 in the end on that bad boy. Where are you? This one's buried as well. I can't find that scoreline. We'll find it though. We shall find it. Will we find it? I don't know. Who the heck are these guys? Rijeka. 2-0 winners over Kolos Koroveda. Joe Rodrigo Escavali and Franco Andrasevic to put Rijeka through. I actually went with a 2-1 win going the other way. And of course, Aberdeen tumbled out to Sporting Lisbon. 1-0 was the only score. Tiago Thomas on that one. Actually went with a 3-1 win for Sporting. Not too bad. And again, I've got myself 4 there, which gives me up to 12, something like that. So that's not too bad indeed. What about you guys? Well, let's take a look. Oliver Queen, you did bits. Master Fighter, both of you guys, round of applause. Devante Caprice did also very, very well. Shane O'Donnell did very, very well. You're killing it. Anti Solon, not too shabby. Cody Ho did bits, and of course he's a patron as well. Costas K also killing it as well. Keaton Zamurley did bits. He did all right. Bossy Omata, loved it. Game and Charlie. Get in there, get in amongst it. Yannick Bosler did okay. Fernando Garcia did alright as well. Sigur Z did alright. Victor Carvalho did alright. Osman Askebil, get in there, Moss on the Patreon and the corner there. Meanwhile, that fella did alright as well. Matt Gunner did bits. Hans Worst did bits as well. Lucky Dem, we'll get to you in a minute. Oh, Maggie Monday, Lucky Dem. Oh my goodness gracious me. What a display by the old Pickaroonies as well as we get through to the playoffs at long last. Goodness gracious me. So here we go into the deep end now. I'm going to take a look at the final hurdle. After this, it is group stages, boys and girls. We're going to kick it all off with Rio Verve. They're going to be taking on, of course, AC Milan. That's a bit of a country clash, this one. Portugal up against Italy. These two sides never played each other, but AC Milan came into this in a very, very good form, winning their past 3 games across all competitions, including 2 Europa League matches and 1 Serie A match as well. Scoring goals in abundance. Well, they've got 7 goals in 3 games. Moving on to Rio Verve, they also come into this in pretty tip-top form themselves. Unbeaten in at least 3 games as well. 2 wins and 1 draw to boot. Have I got odds? Have you got odds on this one? Yes, we do. I'll tell you the odds on this one. I'll tell you to go through to the next stages. It's 10-3 for Rio Verve, 12-5 is your draw, 4-3 on for AC Milan. And AC Milan are my tip for the top out in Serie A, and I do expect them to get past Rio Verve 3-1 in the end. It could be more, it could be 4, it could be 5, but I'm just going to go play conservative with the 3-1 win. AC Milan to go through. Next up we have Copenhagen, who they're taking on Rijeka on this bad boy. Let's try and find them on. There they are. These two, I never played each other according to my knowledge, but heading into this, the Copenhagens or the Danish, just 1 defeat the past 3 games, or 4 games. In fact, 2 defeats in the past 4 games. But they did beat Pace Glorici last time around, 3-0 win to get into the stage. Meanwhile, Rijeka, the same deal, winning the last match, 2-0 win. But before that, they were suffering a defeat over in their national league. Heading into this, of course, it's Denmark. The grand scheme of things is Danish top division up against Rijeka and the Czech division, I think. Anyway, the bookies odds, I'll tell you this. I'll get you to the odds on this one. Copenhagen 10-6 on. Red hot favourites 14-5 is your draw. 4-1 is your long shot, which is the visitors. Rijeka on this one. Get all one-legged affairs this one. I'm going to go with Copenhagen again to go through quite comfortably. 3-0 win in the end. I was impressed with Malmö though in the last time around. 5-0 winners over their previous opposition. Taking on Granada, though, this time around. I think this might be a bridge too far for these bad boys. Let's take a closer look at them now, shall we? They've not played each other before, but heading into this, Malmö have actually kept a clean sheet in the last 3 matches in the Europa League. They've also won the last 3 matches as well, scoring at least 2 goals in those last 3 matches. Coming into this, the last 4 games, unbeaten across both competitions, the Swedish top flight, and of course the Europa League qualifying campaign. Granada can say the same thing, unbeaten in 4. In fact, 4 wins on the spin for them, conceding 1 goal in 4 games. That was in against Deportivo Alaves out in La Liga. The bookmakers odds on this son of a gun, I'll tell you that now. Well, we got Malmö 31-10 for Malmö, long shots 11-10. Granada, your favourites, 2-1 is your draw. I like Malmö, but unfortunately they're just going to get ousted here by Granada as they go through to the next stage. Tottenham Hotspur taking on Maccabi Haifa over at the Fancy Pants new stadium. These two sides never played each other, but heading into this, Spurs are on a rebound, of course, 3 wins on the spin of that for them, and also scoring 10 goals in 3 games. Meanwhile, Maccabi Haifa unbeaten in 5, actually a 5-game winning run for them. Heading into this, beating Rostov last time around, and also beating a couple of other teams along the way out in Israel as well as the Europa League. Heading into this, what have we got? Maccabi Haifa have actually won 6 of the last 7 matches in the Europa League, and they look in a decent opposition for Tottenham as well. But it is over in London, so I do expect for Tottenham to come out of this one. 40-1 on long shots. Tottenham are your favourite. 70-2 is your draw. 22-1 is your long shots for Maccabi Haifa. They're going to go out. They're going to go out with a bang as Tottenham come out on top with a 3-0 win. Slovan Alebarevic, of course, big surprise for them getting through to this stage. Taking on Apoel coming out of Cyprus. Now these two sides, if I can find it, where are you, Slovian? There you are. These two sides never played each other according to my knowledge, but heading into this, Slovan Liberec just won at the past 5 games, just 1 draw, 4 wins at the past 5 games. Meanwhile, as for Apoel Nicosia, they come into this 4 games winning run for them. Last time they suffered a defeat was against Larnaca out of the top flight out in Cyprus. It's a tough one to call this one. If it was in Cyprus, I would go with the Cypriot team. This one has made it a little bit food for thought because I think Slovan Liberec were very decent last time around. 23-20, they are the favourites. 23-10 is your draw. 21-10 is your long shots for the Apoel Nicosia. I think this is where the Cypriots bow out. I'm going to go with the Slovan Liberec 2-0 win to get through to the next stage, which is the group stages. Next up we have Standard Liège coming out of the Juniper League and in Belgium, taking on Fenerbahce out of Hungary. Now, these two sides have never played each other, but heading into this Standard Liège, just winning 4 of the past 5 games, losing to Leuven out in the Europa League. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce winning 5 out of 5 for them. The last time they slipped up was in the top flight out in Hungary. It was a 1-1 draw back in 22nd of August. Heading into the Standard Liège, are actually undefeated in the last 5 matches in the Europa League. And I'll tell you now, the bookies odds. Did they give you the bookies on the last one? Probably not. But anyway, who are we on? Standard Liège taking on Fenerbahce. Try and give you the odds on that one if they have them. They don't always have them. Is it that? Give me a second. Is it 5-2 on for Standard Liège? 7-2 is your 5-1 for Fenerbahce. Is it Fenerbahce, aka Molvidi? Is that their name? I don't know. But that's the odds I'm seeing right now. So I'm going to go with that. But for me, tough one to call. I'm going to go with the Belgians. This one, 2-1 win in the end for Standard Liège to get through to the next stage. Sporting Lisbon taking on Lasic. This is a big one as well. These two sides have played each other a couple of times over the course of time. In fact, it was last season in the Europa League in the group stages. It looks like the last time they played each other was in Austria. It was a 3-0 win for Lasic with Gerrit Tronier, Klaus, and Marco Ragos on the score sheet for Lasic. Renan Ribeiro getting himself sent off for the Portuguese outfit. However, last time they played each other in Portugal was a 2-1 win for Portugal. Luis Felipe on the score sheet. Bruno Fernandes as well for Sporting Marco Raguz heading into this. Lasic, of course, coming into the 7-0 winners over Streda. They did suffer defeat in a friendly not too long ago, in fact, quite a bit ago. Meanwhile, Sporting come into this 3 wins on the spin, but they're mostly all friendlies. This was a tough one, this one. Sporting Lisbon, you'd fancy the chances. 4-3 on. They are the favourites. 60-5 is Lasic Linz. 12-5 is your draw. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I'm going to go with the 1-goal margin between these two sides, with Sporting coming out on top with a 3-2 win in the end. Rangers taking on Galatasaray now. This is another meaty encounter. These two sides have played each other at least twice, stretching all the way back to the year 2000. Last time they played each other was over in Ibrox. It was a 0-0 draw. However, the last time they played each other in Turkey, it was a 3-2 win for Galatasaray. Goodness gracious me. Bullock, Askin, Hukin, Unsol, and Yardell on the score sheet for Galatasaray. Kichelskis and Giovanni Van Bronckhorst on the score sheet for Rangers. Heading into this, Rangers are 4 wins at the past 5. Only slip up was a 2-2 draw against Hibs not too long ago. Heading into this, Galatasaray 4 wins on the spin in all competitions, including the Turkish top flight and also the Europa League as well. Bookies odds, I'll give you that right now. I've got that right in front of my face. 11-10 for Rangers, 11-5 for Galatasaray, 23-10 is your draw. So Rangers are the favourites. I've also gone with Rangers just with a pinch with a 2-1 win to go through to the playoffs or the group stages. Next up we have Dinamo Zagreb taking on FC Flora. Now this should be a one-sided affair if I ever seen one. They have actually played each other a couple of times over the course of time, all the way back to 2001. Last time they played each other was in Tallinn, and Dinamo Zagreb came out on top with a 1-0 win. Goodness gracious me, the goal scorer Pilavovic on the 44th minute. However, the last time they played each other in Croatia was also a 1-0 win. Gognic on the 54th minute. It looks like it was a playoff knockout phase as well. They're ultimately coming out on top with the 2-0 win. Aggregate victory. Meanwhile, Zagreb come into this though without a win in 2. Meanwhile, Floriana come into this 3 wins on the spin across all competitions, including the domestic league and also Europa League. But having said all that, you're going to take a look at the bookies odds. That's where you'll find between the lines 18-1 on Dinamo Zagreb. Red hot favourites 90-2 is your draw. 22-1 is your long shots. Florina. I've gone big. I've gone 4-1 winners for Zagreb. Take it to the bank to go through to the next stage. Young Boys Burn taking on KF Tiranë. Now these two sides never played each other, but heading into this Young Boys Burn on the back of a defeat against Midtjylland to tumble out of the old Champions League group stages into this Mickey Mouse competition. Prior to that, they actually won 3 games on the spin. Meanwhile, the same could be said for Tiranë, tumbling out of the old Champions League qualifying campaign. Prior to that, they beat Dinamo Tbilisi 2-0. Heading into this, Tiranë have actually failed to score in the last 3 matches in the Europa League. They've also lost the last 3 matches as well, conceding at least 2 goals in those last 3 matches. Young Boys Burn taking on these boys. These boys Burn 6-1 on Young Boys Burn, your favourites. 5-1 is your draw. 12-1 is your long shots. Tiranë again, comfortable win for Young Boys. 2-0 in the house. FK Sarajevo taking on Celtic this coming midweek. Shall we say, what about these bad boys? These two sides have played each other a couple of times over the course of time. In fact, they played each other in the Champions League knockouts last time around. Celtic coming out on top with a 5-2 aggregate win, beating them 2-1 last time they played each other in Glasgow. Ryan Christie, Callum McGregor on the score sheet with Benjamin Tatar for Sarajevo. However, the last time they played each other in Sarajevo was a 3-1 win for Celtic. Michael Johnson, Usman Edouard and Scott Sinclair on the score sheet. Mirko Ormanis on the score sheet for Sarajevo. Heading into this, both sides winning 5 games on the spin across their domestic divisions and, of course, out in Europe. So confidence is running high between these two sides. The bookies odds, we'll probably go with Celtic on this one, 7-1. Sarajevo 7-2 on for Celtic. Red hot favourites, 4-1 is your draw. I'm going with Celtic as well with a 3-1 win to go through to the next stage. Next up we have Legia Warsaw Warsaw up against Qarabağ. Now, these two sides never played each other, but heading into this Legia Warsaw, just 2 wins at the past 5 games, and one of those was in the Europa League up against Tiranë, and the other one was in the old Polish League up against Plock. Meanwhile, Qarabağ come into this, of course, tumbling out in the old Champions League qualifying campaign, losing to Molde on penalties. They did beat Sheriff in the early stages, but they are here now to try and get themselves through. Heading into this, Legia Warsaw actually undefeated in 9 of the last 10 matches in the Europa League. They've also kept a clean sheet in 8 of the last 9 as well. 11-10 on for Legia Warsaw, 30-5 as Qarabağ, and 23-10 is your draw. Despite that, Legia Warsaw looks like your favourites. I was going to go with Qarabağ, but it looks like I've sided with Legia Warsaw in the end. 2-1 win in the end to go through to the groups. Next up, we have Dundalk taking on Klaksvík. Now, these two sides never played each other, but it's a very, very positive situation for both of these two clubs, trying to get so close to those illustrious and lucrative group stages. Dundalk come into this, of course, with 3 wins on the spin. They did start off their adventure in the Irish division in 3-2 win over Shelbourne. They did beat Escaladas to a 1-0 win as well in the Europa League, also beating Sheriff as well on penalties. Meanwhile, as for Klaksvík, they come into this looking pretty good for themselves, aren't they? 6-1 winners over Tbilisi and an unbeaten run out in the domestic league, out in the Faroes. Are they Faroes? They're a Faroe Island team? They bloody well are, I think. Anyway, heading into this, what do we have on the book? I'm surprised to see the odds on this. Dundalk, 9-4 on. They are the favourites. 5-1 is your long shot for Klaksvík. 16-5 is your draw. So maybe my prediction is not that wild. I'm going with a 2-0 win for Dundalk in the end to take home to the next stage. Hapoel Warszawa taking on Victoria Pilsen. This is also in the old midweek. Games are taking place. I'll tell you when they're taking place. They're taking place on the 1st of October. But anyway, these two sides have played each other over the course of time, just twice. Last time they played each other was in Israel. It was a 2-0 win for Victoria Pilsen back in 2017. It was in the old group stages, it looks like. However, last time they played each other in Pilsen was a 3-1 win for Pilsen. Heading into this, Victoria Pilsen 3 wins on the spin. Warszawa actually picking up 2 wins on the spin. Then before that, they did lose out in the domestic league out in Israel. Heading into this, Warszawa actually won the last 3 matches in the Europa League, scoring at least 2 goals in those last 3 matches as well. Warszawa 12-5. The odds 23-10 is your draw. Even Stevens for Pilsen on this one. I'm going with Warszawa with the home form and all that kind of stuff. Again, no fans I don't expect, but I do expect a bit of a surprise on this one. Warszawa to squeeze through in the end. Charleroi taking on Lech Poznan, and this one's difficult. Belgium against Poland. That's the cutthroatness of this game. Heading into these two sides have never played each other, but heading into this, Charleroi 3 wins on the spin across all competitions. Poznan the same. However, they've also drawn a couple of other games as well to make it 5 unbeaten, whereas Charleroi did lose a couple of friendlies prior. Poznan have actually scored at least 3 goals in the last 3 matches in the Europa League. They've also kept a clean sheet in the last 3 as well. Poznan have also won those last 3 matches to boot. A bit of a spring in their step, I might imagine. On this one, so the bookies odds 11-10 on this one for Charleroi, 21-10 for Poznan, 12-5 is draw. So Charleroi look like the favourites on this one. I'm going that way as well with a 2-0 win for Charleroi to make it through to the next stage. Rosenberg taking on PSV. Now back in the 90s and early noughts, this was a crunch clash. Two sides that'll be in the Champions League group stage, but anyway, they're in the Europa League and they're battling to get into group stages. Last time these two sides played within the Europa League in the old group stages as well. Last time played was in Holland. It was a 1-1 draw. Pearl Andre Helen on the score sheet for Rosenberg. Mohamed Eshataran on the score sheet for PSV. Last time played each other in Norway was a 4-1 win for PSV as well. Pablo Rosario, Berger Mingling with a big fat OG, and Donald Marlin with a couple of goals. Samuel Engerababo on score sheet for Rosenberg. Heading into this, Rosenberg have actually won the last 3 Europa League matches, and it's 3 wins on the spin for them, 3 wins on the spin for PSV. Heading into this, though, the bookies odds 16-5 for Rosenberg, 6-4 on for PSV, 29-10 is your draw. So the bookies are going with PSV, so am I, with a 3-2 win just over the line. Next up we have CFR Cluj taking on Cups. These two sides have never played each other, but heading into this, 3 wins on the spin for Cluj in all competitions, including the Europa League and the domestic league over in Romania. Cups on the flip side, 5 games unbeaten, including their domestic league and also Europa League matches. They've heading into this, Cluj have actually kept a clean sheet in 5 of the last 7 matches in the Europa League. Cups have also kept a clean sheet in the last 3 matches as well. This one's tight, but I'm going with 50-2 for Cluj, 6-1 is your draw, 30-1 is Cups. It's tight. The form is tight. But I'm going with Cluj as well. Big 4-1 win in the end for Cluj to take them the points or to make it through to the next round. Ararat-Armenia up against Red Star Belgrade coming up this midweek as well. These two sides I think both deserve to be in the Champions League, if I'm honest with you. But anyway, heading into this, Star Belgrade, of course, the last defeat was against Olympic Nicaea against penalties to tumble through into the Mickey Mouse competition. That's the Europa League. But before that, or in amongst all that, there's five wins out of 6 games. Meanwhile, Ararat-Armenia, back-to-back wins for them in the Europa League against VfL and Cluj last time around. Heading into this, Red Star Belgrade have actually failed to score in 5 of the last 6 matches in the Europa League, which is not good. But when you think about the last 6 matches, it was in the group stages, I believe, last time around. Have a look at the bookies odds on this one. This one will be tough to boot as well, wouldn't it? Tough one to call. I'll get there. It is 5-1 for Ararat-Armenia, 9-4 on for Red Star Belgrade, 16-5 is your draw. I've gone with Red Star Belgrade as well with a 2-1 win over Ararat-Armenia to go through to the groups. Into the final couple here, we have AEK Athens taking on Wolfsburg out of Bundesliga. Of course, AEK Athens coming to this 1 win in 4 games across all competitions, and that win was in the Europa League last time against St. Gallen out of Switzerland. Germany's Wolfsburg coming to this 4 wins out of 5 in all competitions, including friendly. Their only hiccup was a draw against Leverkusen last time around in the old Bundesliga. AEK Athens are actually undefeated in 14 of the last 50 matches in the Europa League. That's a good bit of form, that. But heading into this, the bookies odds. This is where you can read between the lines on this bad boy. 23-10 for AEK Athens, evens for Wolfsburg, 25 is your draw. So Wolfsburg are your favourites. The bookies, Wolfsburg are your favourites with me with a 3-1 win for Wolfsburg to go through. Next up we have Basel up against CSK Sevilla. These two sides never played each other according to my knowledge. But heading into this, Basel, back-to-back wins for them, both in Europa League as well, beating Anorthoros and Osilic as well. Meanwhile, CSK Sevilla unbeaten in 5 and across all competitions, including the Bulgarian top flight and also Europa League action. Heading into this, Basel have actually won 7 of the last 8 matches in the Europa League, where CSK Sevilla have actually won the last 3, according to my knowledge. Meanwhile, the bookies odds. 94 on for Basel, red hot favourites, 31-10 is your draw, 5-1 is your long shots, which is CSK Sevilla. And again, I'm going with the bookies with a 2-0 win for Basel to go through to the groups. And Dinamo Brest, cheeky, taking on Ludogorets, Razgrad. Now these two sides never played each other, but heading into this, Brest, 4 wins of the past 5 games. The only hiccup was against Tel Aviv in the Champions League qualifying campaigns, might I add. Ludogorets, Razgrad also come into this. Their only defeat of the past 6 games was against Marshall in the European, the Champions League knockouts as well. Ludogorets Razgrad actually failed to win the last 6 matches in the Europa League, but it doesn't. That's a bit of a false dawn, really. They're a decent side. I do expect them to cause some problems for Dinamo Brest. In fact, I think they should oust Dinamo Brest on the end on this one. Where is it? Where is the odds? Tell me where the odds are. I'll tell you. I don't have it. Do I have the odds? Do I have them? Do I have them? Do I have them? Do I have them? I don't think I have them. But screw it. I'm going to go with the Ludogorets Razgrad win with a 2-0 win in the end. If they're in the competition. If they're not, I don't know. Looks like they are. But I'm going to go with Ludogorets Razgrad to go through to the playoffs, boys and girls. And again, that is my pickaroonies for the Europa League. Again, make sure you get your predictions in nice and early for that bad boy. We'll do, after this one, of course, we enter the group stages. We'll do a very, very early bird predictions for the group stages. And then we'll take a look at them. Of course, match day by match day. Maybe live. I don't know. And again, we'll have the prediction league for the Europa League. Get your predictions in nice and early. Finally, we're starting to get to the real meat of the matter. But until then, I'll let you get out of it because it's been a long old video. Until then, I'll see you all very soon. Stay safe. Get predicting.